Bro, slow down. You telling me Nintendo bought an animation studio? Oh, we gotta talk about that. Meanwhile, at San Diego Comic-Con, there are tons of rumors of what Marvel's gonna show. Is Steven Spielberg directing Fantastic Four? And is the Homelander gonna be Dracula? Are they really gonna do this? And we also need to talk about JoJo Stone Ocean Part 2 and Trigin Stampede 3D, because I have thoughts on that. It's all happening. Welcome to Panel of Frames. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Panel of Frames podcast. I'm your host, Fox Ferocious, your Ferocious Fox himself. Let me tell you what we doing here. Last time we were here, we talked about PlayStation movies. We talked about Miss Marvel, a little bit of Miss Marvel. By now, if you're not caught up on Miss Marvel, maybe you don't care, but there probably will be spoilers in the next section for the movies, because I'm going to be talking about Marvel, as you know. We love talking about Marvel movies here. We want to talk about DC movies, but they can't quite get it right. So before we get into that, let me tell you how you can support us. You can download the show, you can follow, and you can share the podcast with your other nerdy friends, your nerdy, geeky friends, and let us know what's going on with you. Eventually, we will have a contact section on our website, panelofframes.com, where you can sign up for the emails. We're doing the email stuff now. We ain't playing with y'all. You can sign up down there, and you will know when new news episodes come out. I'm not going to be blasting y'all for the audio commentaries for those rewatches that we do, but for the news episodes and other discussions that you might be able to take a part in, we're going to be blasting you guys in the emails. So get ready, get setty. I said get setty or steady. I was going to get set and steady, and let's get it in. Our first topic, it seems to be Marvel for the last 3 or 4 weeks. I'm just very interested in this universe that they've built in the movies, and I'm interested in seeing how they adapt certain things and certain things that people are really, really excited about, and that's why I keep talking about it. But this time is very specific, okay? We have Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con 2022. As of this recording, I believe it is a week away, or it is this weekend. I honestly don't know. We're going to be talking about Ninja Turtles later, and how I did not know that game was even out. But for right now, Comic-Con is on the way, and every time there is any type of con, there will be rumors. The rumor mill, and this is exciting, because even if these things don't turn out to, be real or come to fruition, I just like talking about it, and I like talking about the possibilities. So, there was a lot of rumors coming out of Marvel's Comic-Con, because they don't do Comic-Con like that. They'll just do D23, which is Disney's own event, or they'll just announce things on Twitter. We already know that they're bringing the X-Men 97 animated series to Comic-Con. We know that they coming with What If Season 2, and they're coming with, I forgot the third thing. I honestly forgot the third thing they were coming with. But, Marvel Zombies, because we know next to nothing about it. But let me get to these rumors, y'all, because some of them are like, what? And some of them are like, All right, we're going to start with Steven Spielberg possibly directing Fantastic Four. Let me tell y'all that I do not want this to happen at all. So I hope this is not a real rumor. People are like, oh, Steven Spielberg, what a name. He did E.T. He helped with Back to the Future, and he helped with, yes, that was like 3 decades ago, bro. That was a long time ago. All right. I haven't seen West Side Story. He directed a new West Side Story, and I think his style will go well with that. And I think his style will go well with something, Marvel, but I do not want him doing Fantastic Four. I really don't, because I guarantee you the person that did the first Fantastic, not Roger Corman, but the one that was in the early 2000s, 2005, that Fantastic Four, it seemed like whoever directed that was inspired by Steven Spielberg's style. So we already have a semblance of that, and Spielberg is not who he was 20 years ago. So I don't want him to direct Fantastic Four. Maybe something else, but not Fantastic Four. Could he do it? Yeah. I'm just iffy about it. The next rumor, Anthony Starr, the Homelander, as Dracula. I don't think this is happening because he is. When I see him pop back up somewhere else, I want him to look entirely different. Because Anthony Starr by himself looks too much like the Homelander, like in normal life. So whenever he pops back up, I want them to put some makeup on him or something like that. So him as Dracula, if he does come back for that, I want to see him in some sort of other getup than what we're used to seeing him in. I don't want him to look like the Homelander if he was bit by a vampire. So, but the chances of this are, I don't know, they're weird. I'm gonna say slim because he's filming The Boys season 4. He's a big part of The Boys, so he's going to be pretty integral to that filming process. And they start filming season 4 of The Boys in August, and that is, as of this recording, that's next month. They're gonna start filming The Boys season 4, probably so we can get it next year, because we were like weirded out by the whole pandemic because we had to skip a lot of seasons of things because they literally couldn't get together to film it. So is he gonna be Dracula? That would be funny, but I don't see it. Wonder Man series. This rumor came out a few, I guess, weeks ago. We didn't know it was part of a STCC, but this rumor came out saying that they were making a Wonder Man series, and to me that's like, okay. I'm not a huge Wonder Man stan. Are there Wonder Man stans? I don't know any Wonder Man super fans. So it's interesting that they would do this. The only thing I can think of, if this is true, is that they would be creating something to stealth introduce somebody else through. That's the only thing I can think of. For one thing, in WandaVision, the Vision, White Vision, they call him White Vision, Transparent Vision, whatever you want to call him, he now has the memories of our Vision that died in Infinity War. He has the memories and emotions, presumably emotions, and he flew away. And we don't know where he is. He wasn't in Doctor Strange. He wasn't anywhere to be found. He's just gone now. So I guess Wonder Man series would have something to do with that. Maybe he meets. I have no idea. In the comics, Wonder Man has brain waves, and his brain waves are transferred into Vision, and that's why Vision is in love with Wanda, to give you an explanation. So I don't know how they make this work for this universe, but hey, whatever. Again, if they announce that this is a thing happening, expect a stealth reveal in that series somewhere, because they're not just gonna do this series for no reason. This ain't even the craziest one, y'all. But this one, okay. Secret World War Hulk. A Secret World War Hulk series that is happening. Because they can't do the movies because Universal has the rights to the movies, and for some reason they just won't give I don't know. They won't let Marvel make a movie with the Universal thing. They just won't let it happen, even though they could just keep some of the rights and just let Marvel make it, and then they get a percentage. I don't know why they're not doing it, but so Universal has got some other stuff going on. I mean, they freaking doing the Monsters with Rob Zombie directs the Monsters, which looks absolutely. Go look up the trailer for the Monsters after this. The Monsters after this, because you don't want to stop this podcast for that. Okay, I'm just gonna let you know that when you see it, you're like, this looks like a fan film. It looks weird, but I want to watch it. They dumped it on Netflix. Universal didn't even put it on Peacock. Anyway, that is beside the point. They have the rights to Hulk. Marvel wants to do Hulk, so they're gonna do like I was going to say an animated series. It's not animated. A Disney Plus series, a 4-part Disney Plus series, and you might need more than 4 parts. I'm not sure, but a 4-part Disney Plus series. Who's going to be involved? Nobody knows. This is strictly a rumor, a straight rumor. Nobody knows what this is. I could see it happening. The problem with it is, okay, here's what they're trying to solve with this rumor. People want Hulk. They don't want Professor Hulk. The closest thing they want to Professor Hulk is Professor Hulk. Like, not the Hulk that they have. They want a mixture. Hulk fans want a mixture. They either want a mixture where he goes savage sometime, most of the time, and then he has cognizance, or they just want Savage Hulk. Yes, that Hulk. World Breaker Hulk. We want to see him wreck things. We want Hulk Ultimate Destruction on screen, because Avengers Age of Ultron was not enough. It was close. It was close. Since you can't make a film, and what do you do for this? The Illuminati has been set up for multiverses, but there's no Iron Man. There's no, why would you send him to outer space? Also, he's already been to outer space. Like, we've already done World War Hulk off screen, kind of. So, on Thor Ragnarok. So, I don't know. I don't know what you do with this. It'll be an entirely different story, just like Civil War was a different story. Just like probably the all new, all different thing that they're trying to do right now is probably going to be different from the comics, at least a little bit. And you can see that in Thor Love and Thunder. We still have not talked spoilers for that, but we're going to make a discussion for that and Miss Marvel. Separately, together, I don't know. It's Marvel. It's Marvel week, apparently. This next rumor is the last one I'm going to talk about, because it's the last one that really screamed out to me. I don't know what's up with this. I guess The Boys is really popular, even though his Giancarlo Esposito's acting goes past The Boys. It goes back to Breaking Bad and a whole bunch of other things. The Mandalorian, even before that. The first time I remember seeing Giancarlo Esposito was in The Get Down for Netflix, and he was perfect. He was like a dad. So the first time I saw Esposito, he was somebody's father. He was very stern. He did great in that series. And if you haven't watched The Get Down, you should watch it. It's tragic because it does not have an ending, because the people that were making the show, they couldn't make the third season because Netflix was like, we're done. And it's about a coming of age story. So the people that were playing the characters are now like grown. So they can't even do that. So, but Esposito was great in that series. He's also great in Breaking Bad. He's great in Mandalorian. He's The Boys, obviously. The rumor is this man who talks like this. He's also Lex Luthor in Harley Quinn animated series. This man supposedly is playing Charles Xavier. This keep in mind now, Gus from Breaking Bad, Edgar from The Boys, Giancarlo Esposito as Charles Xavier. I don't know if I buy that. Okay, I've seen him as a dad. He's still a little too stern and standoffish for me to be Charles Xavier. But I haven't seen all of his work at all, because the first thing, the youngest I've seen him in, y'all have to excuse me because I'm doing this off the top of my head. The youngest I've seen him is when he was in that Stephen King movie, and I learned about that 3 or 4 months ago. That is the youngest I've ever seen Giancarlo Esposito, and he was a bit part, not big, B-I-T, a bit part in that movie. It was the one with the Green Goblin, Steven Spielberg. I cannot remember the name of that movie, but it was apparently terrible. I say apparently. I've watched reviews on it. It's weird, but apparently Stephen King was on cocaine when he was doing it. So that explains a lot. But that is the youngest I've seen him. You can look that up on YouTube, see him in that. And he was playing kind of just like a young man. That's it. But that's the closest thing I've seen to him playing a normal person, other than being a stern character. So as Charles Xavier, I don't know, man. That would be interesting. It would be interesting. But let's talk about what they're actually showing at SDCC. You can expect some She-Hulk, because She-Hulk comes out literally next month, August. And I can't wait to see what that is. There's going to be some stealth reveals in that too, but they probably won't be that stealthy, considering we're hearing that Charlie Cox, Daredevil, Matt Murdock, is going to be in She-Hulk. That's the rumor. She-Hulk is a lawyer. All right. Attorney at law, like Birdman. It's completely possible. We're also hearing Ritter's Jessica Jones might show up in She-Hulk. That would be very interesting. We already got Tim Roth. You might as well just bring everybody back. I wish William Hurt was still alive and with us, because I would want to see his role in the Thunderbolts. I would want to see his character arc. You can expect Wakanda Forever. I have no idea what this movie's gonna be at all. I have no clue. Chadwick has left us, and Daniel Kaluuya, he's not gonna be in it, but he wasn't a big part anyway, because he was just Okoye's unsatisfied husband in the first movie that kind of betrayed T'Challa. So he's not going to be in this, but it's because he did Nope. And I'm hearing Nope is good, so that might have been a good trade. I don't know what this movie is, y'all. I don't think we're going to have a new Black Panther by the end of it. Part of me doesn't think that. I don't think, because they said they're not recasting T'Challa. So, hey, you know. There's rumors that they're going to have a estranged child storyline where he had a child, T'Challa had a child, and nobody knew about it, and he becomes the Black Panther. I don't want that. I would rather you just not make the movie at all. I would rather you just skip this entirely. I would rather you just end Wakanda Forever with no Black Panther. Like, honestly, put in a post-credit scene. Look, I don't want that to happen, okay? That's my main point here. But we have to pave a way forward. We do know that Ironheart is in that movie and that Namor is in that movie. So somebody has to fight. Somebody has to fight. Guardians 3 you can expect to see. Or I say Guardians 3. Guardians 3 or the Christmas special from James Gunn. You can expect to see at SDCC. Who is playing Adam Warlock? There are rumors that some person is playing Adam Warlock. I don't mean any disrespect. I just do not remember his name. But when I saw him, he looks like an Adam Warlock. So, hey, how do they reconcile that? Do we see who plays Adam Warlock? Or do we see the Christmas special footage? Christmas in July? Maybe? Is that what we're doing? Also, these specials that they're doing, we need these to do something. Don't just throw something out there as if it's a freaking ride at Disney World. Oh, look at this. Was it canon? It could be canon. Don't do that crap, okay? Because we got a Halloween special coming too. Supposedly it's Werewolf by Night. Also, supposedly, we get a Moon Knight in there. Also, supposedly, this is, keep this to yourself, okay? This is grade A stuff. Keep this to yourself, okay? Because this may or may not be real. But if it's real, man. So just chill out on it. All right. Supposedly, Blade, Mahershala Ali's Blade, is gonna show up in the Halloween special. Supposedly. Don't take my word for it. That's what I hear. And if that happens, whoa, yes. The Marvels you can expect to see, because it comes out next year, and Miss Marvel just ended on a cliffhanger. The post-credit scene, it didn't end on a cliffhanger. It ended very well, and the post-credit scene set up a cliffhanger for the Marvels. So we're gonna see what that's gonna be like. I want to see from this movie how we deal with Monica Rambeau and how she looks at Carol Danvers, Miss Marvel, versus how Kamala Khan looks and feels about Carol Danvers, Miss Marvel, because they are very different. If you go back and you watch WandaVision, you will see how Monica feels about Miss Marvel. And if you go back and watch Miss Marvel, obviously, you know, her name's Miss Marvel, about Captain Marvel, excuse me. I can't wait to see Monica's reaction to Kamala. I can't wait to see it. Deadpool 3. I want to see this. I have heard no rumors that it's going to show up, but I feel like we're getting to about that time, okay? We've already said mutation. Like, we're getting to about the time where, hey, where's Ryan Reynolds, man? Because Deadpool 2 was like 500 years ago, it feels like. It's about time. It's about time. So that's what I want to see. I don't know if they're showing that, but that's what I want to see. And a little fun fact before we move on to the next topic. The director of Thor 3, Taika Waititi, did not know that there will be a Thor 4. He has not signed on for Thor 4. He did not know that would happen until he watched Thor 3 and got to the end where it said Thor will return. You know who else didn't know? Thor didn't know that there would be a Thor 4. Chris Hemsworth did not know. From how Taika explains it, they were watching it, that came up, and he was like, yo, they're making a Thor 4. And then Chris Hemsworth was like, what? And Taika's like, yeah, it's right there, Thor will return. Chris is like, that's news to me. It's like, I don't know what Marvel's doing, man. Bob Chapek, what are you doing? I don't know what, we had these problems with Bob Iger, man. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, if you're somewhere where you can comment on this, let me know what you think about what you want to see at SDCC Comic-Con. Let me know what you want Phase 4 to turn out to be. Where is Dr. Doom? There's also a rumor. I'm not going to say that one, but it deals with Dr. Doom, okay? It deals with Dr. Doom being a villain behind a villain. So, I want to see that. That's all I got to say. On to the next one. See y'all this weekend at SDCC. Our second topic for the media today, and the rest of these topics is pretty much going to be anime for the media. Trigin Stampede. As you may not know, as you may or may not know, this one is not getting edited, by the way, this podcast. It's not going to get edited this heavily because I got something to do after this. But as you may or may not know, I am a Trigun fan. It's right there beside Outlaw Star and Cowboy Bebop and all. You know, the anime quality itself, it differs from Cowboy Bebop, but I love Trigun in its own way, the old Trigun. They're making Trigin Stampede, marketed as a whole new story for Trigun. I looked at the trailer. They're doing a 2D, 3D thing, like 3D, but it looks 2D, but you can tell it's 3D because of how it's animated. I'm not sure I dig it. It's about his long-lost brother, too. Vash the Stampede had a long-lost brother, apparently. And the original creator has something to do with this, so maybe the story will be good. Who knows? But the CG looks iffy. It looks very Breath of the Wild. It's by Studio Orange. They did the animation for Star Fox Zero video game, Dimension W, and Beastars, just to name a few. And it's coming out in 2023 on Crunchyroll. I don't know, guys. I look at the trailer, and I'm like, okay, I see where you're going. Long lost brother. Possibly good fights in the anime. I don't know how this animation, how it's moving. I don't know if I'm gonna enjoy that. And I can't. It's hard to explain. It's kind of jumpy, janky. Not necessarily janky, just a little stuttered. Does that make sense for the animation? It's a little stuttered, and it's important because this is an action anime. So I'm gonna hold my breath, okay, as opposed to not holding my breath, because I have some hope for this, but it looks weird. And for the last media topic this week, it's gonna be another short one, but JoJo, goodbye JoJo, Stone Ocean Part 2, finally. Let me tell y'all left me off on some BS. Stone Ocean Part 2 is coming out September 1st, 2022 as of this recording. Episodes 13 to 24. My question is this the last part? Is this the last part of this part? Because this is JoJo Part 6. So this is Part 2 of Part 6. This is what Stone Ocean is. And I have read the manga. JoJo got me back into reading manga. So far, it's just been JoJo, and I've done a little Beastars. I still got to catch up on Beastars. But JoJo it has a hold on me. It's such a grip on my soul. And I love Jolene, the main character of Stone Ocean. I was about to say Josuke, but not quite. She is related to Josuke, isn't she? Higashikata. But she is Jotaro's daughter. And I just love this girl. I love this character, and I loved her in the manga, and they did her justice in the anime because the person that plays her in Japanese is a fan of JoJo. The person that plays her in English is a fan of JoJo. Her name's Kira Buckland for the English one. I cannot remember the Japanese seiyu's name, the voice actress's name for the one in Japan. But Kira Buckland voices her in English, and not only is she an amazing voice, that's exactly how I heard JoJo in my head when I was reading it, but she also is a prominent online voice actor. She works on and offline, don't get me wrong, but she helps people with their voice acting online. She has a whole forum. It's Voice Acting Club. I don't know if they've changed it, but it's Voice Acting Club. It used to be Voice Acting Alliance, I believe. But she's been doing this for years. So I've known her from the forums. And now to see her come to fruition this way, she's been voicing characters for years. And I'm talking about video games, other anime, for forever. But she's been a JoJo fan. So it's great to see this. My question for this part is, and everybody is pissed at Netflix because of how they divvied up the production. Was that David Production? The production studio that makes JoJo is David Production. Did David Production choose that, or did Netflix choose that? I'm pretty sure it was Netflix. They don't need to do this again because everything else comes out at once. So next time, Netflix, just wait for the anime to be done, especially if it's JoJo, because it has a rabid fan base. These parts come every 3 to 5 years, so maybe just drop it all at once. I don't know. But it kind of ruined the online discourse for it. They say that. But like I said, this is the first JoJo in which I've read the manga before we get to the anime. And the reason I want to know if this is the end of it is because the end of the manga is absolutely insane. And I have been wondering ever since they announced JoJo, ever since I watched the first part of this, how they are going to handle the ending. Because people who don't read the manga are gonna be like, what is happening right now? Like, and it's just in time too for all the I won't say it. I won't say that word that I want to say because that's kind of a spoiler. You can probably figure out what's gonna happen after that. But for those of y'all who know what I'm talking about, who know about this, how do you think they're gonna handle that? Because there are a lot of copyrighted characters, a lot of them, y'all, in that last part. I guess they just switch all the names around in it. Like they go to, I'll say this because they're already in Florida. That's where part 1 takes place, okay, of part 6. They go to Cape Canaveral, and there is a place near Cape Canaveral, if you've been to Florida, that they heavily reference that they will not be able to reference. And I've been wondering how they're going to handle this forever. So I can't wait to see it. I cannot wait to see it. I hope they don't dilute it, but I am curious. Another reason I'm wondering why we've divvied this up into parts like this and how many episodes per part and what's going to be included in what is because eventually, guys, they're going to make DVDs. DVDs. What am I, a boomer? They're gonna make, what am I, a millennial? Yes. They're going to make Blu-rays. And if I have to buy part 1 of part 6 and then part 2 of part 6 and then, God forbid, they announce a part 3 or to end this, we're gonna have a movie. There's a siren coming through. To end this, we're gonna have a movie. God forbid. Because each of those Blu-rays is gonna cost you about $60. So don't do this to us, Netflix or David Production. Just give it, just do it. Just give it all in one set, please. I need my money. Before we get to our final topic, and this is for the gaming of the tech news. Before we get to our final topic, I just want to congratulate .emu. I think it's .emu, but I want to say .emu. Because emus, I like emus. Congratulations to you guys and the publisher Tribute Games. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge hit 1 million sales in launch week. And this is a game I've played once. It looked fun. I'm not a beat 'em up person like I used to be. A beat 'em up game person. No, I beat people up. I'm not a beat 'em up game person like I used to be growing up. But this game is a great game. And I didn't know when it was coming out. I knew about it as it was being developed. I never knew when it was coming out. And a lot of people apparently did not know either. So it's amazing that it hit 1 million sales in 1 week. That shows you the power of the Ninja Turtles. Congratulations to Nickelodeon as well for purchasing the Ninja Turtles years ago. Viacom, whatever. Because that was a good purchase. This is kind of like a franchise that you can just keep doing things with and different things, comics. And there's a CG movie for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles coming, another one. There's a Rise of the Ninja Turtles movie that was based on the show that got canceled that is coming. So there's a lot going on with Ninja Turtles, y'all. And I'm just so proud because we had a dearth of Ninja Turtles like in the early, after that movie came out, the CG when that was like 2009 or something, 2008, somewhere like that. It just went stagnant until Viacom bought them. And they were like, hey, we finna make some money off of this. And good on you for doing that. So congratulations. Good work, guys. Keep it up. And that collection that you're making better be fire. For our last topic, Nintendo. This is gaming news because Nintendo is a gaming company. But just like last week, we talked about PlayStation starting their own PlayStation productions. We have a God of War series. We have a Gran Turismo movie. We have a Jack and Daxter flick coming. Nintendo was like, here we go. They now own Dynamo Pictures. I didn't know who they were before this. I say now own, but they have made motions to acquire Japanese studio Dynamo Pictures, animation studio Dynamo Pictures, and that acquisition will be done in October 2022. What films could they make? Well, let me start off by asking you, what do you know of Dynamo? Do you know what they've done? I haven't seen them do their own holistic work, but they have done work on the rebuild of Evangelion 2.0 movie, Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex 2045, which I still need to watch as a Ghost in the Shell fan. I'm trying to watch all Ghost in the Shell things. They did some work on Resident Evil Infinite Darkness, and Dragon Ball Superhero. I heard a lot of complaints about that animation on there. So we'll see what happens with Nintendo's influence. They did mocap, Dynamo did mocap for games like Persona 5, Death Stranding, and the Nier Replicant remake. And they helped make the Pikmin short movies for Nintendo in 2014. So they've worked with Nintendo before. Now, that all said, Nintendo is going to own these people. That sounds terrible. Nintendo is going to own these resources. Let's say that. These assets. And I was following, I say was as if I stopped, but I still do. I follow a podcast. Excuse me. I hit the table. Don't stop hitting the table. I follow a podcast that is primarily movie focused. So when it comes to games, they may not know all the things, but when the movies and the games cross over, they talk about the games. They got onto this news about Nintendo possibly making movies soon, and they named nothing but Super Mario, nothing but Super Mario properties to make movies out of. And it was killing me. I said, yo, I need to talk about this on my podcast, because one person was like, yo, if they made a Super Mario movie, I'm like, yeah, yeah, sure. They already doing that, but sure. And then they went around the table. They should make a Yoshi's Island, a Yoshi Story movie. I said, that's Super Mario. Or if they make a Luigi's Mansion, that's Super Mario. They could make a Mario Kart movie. That's Super Mario. I'm like, yo, y'all only know Mario. And the other one of them was like, and Legend of Zelda, they could make it. I'm like, yes, okay. The only next obvious choice? Sure, absolutely. They had one guy, I'm going to say him by name, Ray Ora, who is my boy, who says, I am not too into this stuff, but hey, they made a Star Fox movie. I'm like, yeah, finally, somebody's thinking outside the box. A Star Fox movie. We can do that. We already have animated assets from, I think Dynamo actually. So, or actually, the people that are doing Trigon, we have animated assets for Star Fox already, so we could easily do that. Let me tell y'all, here are what I think. One of these is gonna be obvious. People that know me, all the things that have been mentioned, one of these is gonna be obvious. You already know what I'm about to say. Nintendo, I don't care if it's animated, I don't care if it's CG. I don't care if it's 2D. I don't care if it's 3D. I do not care if it's live action. You understand me? Metroid needs something. This is a perfect opportunity for you, Nintendo, to take these other franchises that for some reason you refuse to give chances or give to third parties, not for them to buy it, but for them to make games for it, like to license out your characters. For some reason you won't. But whatever. This is your chance. Make a Metroid movie, short film. You can make a cartoon, a mini series for Netflix. You can there's so many things you can do. Here's what I would do. If they say our resources are limited and we can only make like one thing. Okay. Not in all, but for Metroid. Okay. You're going to make a Metroid 55-minute movie. And you're going to release it on Netflix or anywhere. You're going to release it somewhere as a digital streaming thing. What you're going to do then, you're going to attach merch to that product, to that project. You're going to attach products to that project. And you're going to make extra money. And you're going to, at the same time, for the people that I don't want to play Metroid, it looks too complicated, okay, they can watch the movie. Because it has a story. All of these things have a story. Samus has an entire tragic backstory and reason for her powers and the suit and everything. All of that could be a trilogy. That could be 2 trilogies. That could be 3 trilogies. Her ongoing rivalry with Ridley, Mother Brain, protecting a Metroid. All of this stuff it's ripe. It's ripe for actors to draw out the latent material if you give them a chance. Okay, let's look past Metroid and past Star Fox, okay? Let's look past Pikmin. What else do they have? But let's look past Legend of Zelda and Super Mario. What else do they have? F-Zero anime, which y'all already kind of did. Just do it again. Do it again because you already have a precedence for it. F-Zero anime. Y'all already got a Kirby show. Kirby right back at ya. Okay, and it was silly, but you already have precedent for this. People know what that is. You can make a Kirby something else or another. I don't know about an animated movie or not. I don't know. What else do they have, y'all? They have everything. Look at Earthbound. Look at the deep richness of a story that Earthbound could have. Now I'm trying to think live action because I think Earthbound, all these things I'm thinking those could be animated other than Metroid and Legend of Zelda. Everything else is pretty much animated. I'm trying to think of another live action thing that they can make. They have so many properties. I'm going down the list in my head. Also, people started naming things like Castlevania and No Way Out and It Takes Two. And I'm like, bro, that's not even Nintendo. That's a third party. They literally are like, oh man, I played Ghouls and Goblins on the NES, so Nintendo might own that. No, do your research, do your history. I was so disappointed, y'all, in this podcast. I was so disappointed, but that's beside the point. What other movie things could Nintendo make? I'm looking down the list and all of these characters that they have. Zelda could be its own short film. To see how she grew, and it kind of was in Breath of the Wild. You see how she grew up and what she had to go through as a princess and the shackles of royalty. There's so many things you can do. Nintendo, what you gonna do? You gonna hire me. That's what you gonna do. You're gonna hire me, and then Kevin Feige gonna find my podcast, and he's gonna be an interview guest so I can write one of their movies or be a cameo in Marvel Phase 5. That's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen. Word is bond. You say it with me. That's what's gonna happen, baby. Guys, that wraps up another episode of Panel of Frames. I know this one was a long one, but there was a lot of information to disseminate, and I want to thank you for sitting through it. And if you want to continue to support this podcast, you can download the show to your Android and iOS device. And let me tell you, you can follow and share the podcast with your other nerds. If you're on Spotify, you can follow us. If you're on Google, you can subscribe to us. If you're on panelofframes.com, you can sign up for our email list to learn when these new episodes drop directly and distinctly. I'm looking for other D words. And I have one more announcement to make. Simulation off. This entire time, we've been on a spaceship. My spaceship. I still don't have a name for it, so maybe you can help me with that. But I wanted to let you know, we will soon be having guests on this podcast. They won't be here with me. I'll have to beam a satellite image down to them, and they can beam theirs back up to me. And we're going to have other perspectives here. If you want to know how you can be on this podcast, I need you to get a Discord or some other way to record your take on any of the news that we have, because I'll give you the subjects before you have to talk about it, obviously. And we can put you in anywhere on any of these podcasts. And you have a higher chance of getting selected if you have subscribed to our email list. So, with that being said, this has been your Ferocious Fox, Foxerocious on Panel of Frames. And we will be back next Wednesday. Whoa, man. I want to do a discussion thing this weekend. I don't know if we'll get to it, but I want to do a Thor and Thunder spoiler discussion. I want to do a Miss Marvel spoiler discussion. I don't know if we'll get to it this weekend, but you can guarantee that I will be back next Wednesday. And boy, I am looking forward to Comic-Con. See you guys later. Stay crimson.